Good morning, fret friends. We are early morning. This is before I go to my shift at Royal Mail. We are 6:40 in the AM. I leave at 7:30, start work at 8. And new project here. Now this is one of two guitars I have been sent up from London from a client down there I've been talking to for quite a while, and he was adamant that he wanted me to work on his guitars. So I already did an appraisal video of this and his other guitar. This is a Squier Classic Vibe made in China with serial number CGS10, so it could be a 2010. Fabulous guitars these. I have one. I was that impressed with these guitars I bought one. Why do we like the Classic Vibe? Because they're the same spec as a Fender. Same thickness, lovely heavy body, gloss on pine, so nice and solid, beautiful neck. Pickups in these are also fantastic, Fender designed. The only thing I don't like about these is the saddles. They're not compensated. So I've already gone and ordered a Wilkinson compensated bridge with compensated brass saddles. That was 22 of your fine English pounds. What an absolute steal and what an absolute deal. They are a great bridge. It may be knocking about in this room, I'm not sure, but it's already here. So what we're doing with this, well, it buzzes quite a lot, and there aren't that many high frets, but the frets are flat. So I've already agreed with the owner that I'm going to level all of the frets, make sure they are level, and then I'm going to recrown everything because we've got flat tops, it's got that much wear, but there is enough material on there, there's about 1 millimetre left, so there's enough material for me to recrown those frets. And with recrowning them, giving it that shape on top, there's going to be less string hitting the top of the fret, and it's going to get rid of the buzz. I will be able to do it with the nut intact, as I have shown many times before. So it's going to have a fret level, recrown, new bridge. For the work, fret level, recrown and setup, I'm still charging £135. I'll charge 15-20 quid for installing the bridge, and he's got to pay for the bridge as well. So this is going to cost you about £185. For this one. It's quite a lot of money, but the guitar will play exceptionally well. It's every bit as good as a Fender in my mind. I do have one of these, and I'm going to enjoy doing it. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to get it plugged into an amp, and I'm going to play it, and I'm going to check the intonation. I'm going to check the setup as it is with these non-compensated saddles. I already know 100% that we will not be able to set the intonation perfectly correct because there's no adjustment on these saddles. Well, there is, but you can only adjust for 2 strings at a time. So I know it's not going to intonate correctly, but pretty straightforward job on this. I think the neck is straight. The other guitar he sent me is a Japanese Telecaster, Fender Japanese, and it's a great guitar as it is. It does have a bent neck, which is on the other bench at the moment being straightened. I've got it clamped down with a strip of metal over the frets, and I've got a clothes iron on there just putting some gentle heat through the wood while it's clamped to straightness. Well, this, okay, so we do have a bit of relief in there. I could get rid of that relief just by loosening the strings, and we're going to run across with a fret rocker. Just getting my bearings. There you go, and that relief has brought the neck straight, taking that relief out by loosening the strings, and I'm going to turn my attention to the neck. So let's just drop the camera. I have this camera set in such a place in my workshop now, all I have to do is just drop the height. How is that? And do excuse the mess in this room. I'm wearing long pants today to go to rain. I've got my Gore-Tex overpants on, which will resist the wet. And let's just have a quick look at the frets. I'm not going to explain what a fret rocker is, because you should all know. For those that don't know, look it up. It's a 4-sided affair. These frets are bang on straight, bang on level. I will explain what a fret rocker is. Got one high fret there, so no high frets. 4-sided, odd shape, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are precision cut straight, lasered and what have you. And the reason that is we only check 3 frets at a time, so as we go along the neck we turn it over and just go shorter and shorter, and that way we can just check 3 frets at a time. Why do we do 3 frets? Because if there's one high, we will get a rock. So there you go. Oh, there's a rock there. There you go. Those edges, that one's high on the edge, look. So the frets aren't bad. They're going to need a little bit of work, a little bit of levelling, but we're going to recrown and polish them anyway. A little bit high one there. So these frets all in all are not too bad. So I'm going to, like I say, I'm going to tune it back up. I'm going to play it a little, see how close I can get the set up, and then we're going to get the strings off. We're going to remove a neck, and we're going to get these necks, these frets levelled, recrowned and polished. So the guitar tunes in really nicely and plays really nicely, but the intonation is out. But the sound of a guitar, even unplugged, is beautiful. So it tunes in really well, but when you get to the intonation, the E is just about right, the A is flat, the D is right, the G is a little flat, the B is a little flat, and the E is a little flat. So the B and E we can get right. So we've got 2 strings slightly out, and that's because we don't have compensated saddles, but with a compensated saddle on there we'll get the intonation absolutely right. So I've played it, I can't get much buzz out of it. There's a little buzz. But like I say, we're going to get the strings off, we're going to get this all prepped ready for levelling and recrowning the frets, and that is what I'm going to do a little bit later on today. So I've taken the strings off, I've removed the old bridge and the pickup from the bridge. I've got the new bridge here, the Wilkinson one, which is just removed from its packet. There you go. Staggered saddles on there for the intonation. So let's just stick that there. So we'll check the plate against the old one. Yeah, it's the exact same size. It's not, it's a tiny bit thinner than the one on there, but it will fit perfectly. Just checking the screws, the threaded screws for the ones there. I'm going to use the original screws because they will be the right size, but first let's get the pickup back in. So we need to place the pickup through the hole. We need a spring and a screw. Let's get the first screw and a spring in there. In fact, I should have lined them all up before, shouldn't I? But we'll get the first one on. Just get it started. Like so. Can be a little bit fiddly, but you know, you'll get there. Oh, come on. There you go, we're in there. Just start this one off. Just need to get it started, that's all. I've had an accident today with my car, my Jag. I've scratched the side of my Jag. I'm really gutted. You know, because at work, where I work at Royal Mail, we used to have a car park. Now we don't have a car park because all the electric vans and the chargers and everything, we need room for those. So our car, what was once our car park is no longer a car park. We had to park on the street there, and I was looking for somewhere half on the road, half on the pavement, and I scratched my car. I'm a bit gutted, but anyway, bear with me a second. I've just dropped a spring. I will go and find it. Didn't find the spring top or replacement in there. Got plenty of pickup springs knocking about. So we're just getting these closed. We'll finish off by hand. So So that's lined up nice. And there you go, brand new bridge on there with compensated saddles. Fantastic. With the kit you also get the Allen wrench or the adjuster for the saddles, so that's on there nicely. The pickup is in, and that's probably the only mod you need to make on these guitars. I even like the stock pickups. I've got new pickups for mine, but I've left the stock ones in. Not changed them out. I will do when I get around to it. But there you go, how good is that? And we didn't use the brand new screws. It was a bit longer and a bit thicker than the original one, so I thought I'd just go with the original. So that's in there. Like so, this bridge plate, the old one, can go in the bag the new one came in. Like so, with the bits and the Allen wrench. And they can go back with the guitar. So, we need to move on to the frets. I'll just move this box. Go back in there like so. So yeah, these Wilkinson bridges, fantastic value. £21.99 I got it for on Amazon. Wasn't any postage there either. So £21.99. Fantastic piece of kit. I'm just checking the iron over here. I've got another neck straightening. Few more minutes on there and that'll be fine. So let's move this one back. So brand new bridge on there. Need to sort of pick up that later, get that all lined up, levelled up. I'm going to have the electrics out anyway because I'm going to squirt some switch cleaner in there in a little while. Lots of these I've got to do this week. I've got bias for tubes in my amp this week. I bought a brand new 100 watt head for the band rehearsal. Can't say any more about that at the moment. There you go. Yes, my new band, or the band I'm playing at the moment, is all very secretive. I've not released any information as yet. News will be out as and when the time is right. But I hope to be playing live again sometime this year. First time since, apart from church, I've not played live since 2010. So that's quite a while. So there you go, that's looking pretty good there. Guitar doesn't need a good clean, so let's have a look at the state of the neck. Turn off the clothes iron on the other bench. That neck should be about straight now. So straighten a Fender neck. Okay, see where we are with this. 25.5 inch scale length. That is more or less dead straight. Wow, that's so straight. I'm just going to get my telephone behind it with the light. And this is what I like. When you've taken the strings off and not touched the truss rod, the neck should be dead straight. And this looks to be pretty much dead straight. And my other phone, which I'm charging in the other room, I think I've got a torch in this one. But I don't know where it is. Fantastic. Look in settings. So it's an iPhone. There's not a search on an iPhone, I don't believe. Which is stupid. Why is it not a search? Bear with me, guys. Let's have a look on the interwebs. What's this? iPhone, torch. There you go, iPhone or iPad. Turn your iPhone into a flashlight. Go on and tell me how. It's in control center apparently. Oh, who knew? Control center. Torch. Yep. See, look, I can't do anything. It's pathetic. So that didn't tell me anything. I've not enabled it at all. Open settings on your phone, go to control center. If you don't see torch and include controls list, enable it by tapping the green coloured plus sign next to the flashlight control. No. There's that, there's that, there's that. Yep. Okay. Okay, how do you do it? Oh, here you go. Oh, it's on here, look. It's on here. So where do you get it? What's funny about it? It's not even there. Got that. Yeah, but I ain't got a flashlight there, have I? What's up here? What are we next to? Will it be a utility? Nope. Information and reading. Is it going to be there? No. What a waste of time. You know what? I'm going to get me on the phone. How's that? Just wasting time here. Stood here doing nothing. You're watching a blank screen. Much easier just to go and fetch my other phone from the other room where it was on charge. Right, okay. So we've got a little bit of relief in there. We're going to take a 4mm truss rod adjuster, because I believe that is what we need, and we're just going to go straight in. There might be a 5 on these. Let's have a look, soon find out, won't we? Yeah, it's a 5. I'll just tighten that just a little. I'm looking pretty good there. Looking pretty good. Just another slight tweak. It's a 5mm adjuster on these, by the way. There you go. I think we are just about right there. Let's have a look underneath. Yeah, we are straight there, just about, because we've got a little bit of back bow at each end. So that's as straight as we're going to get it. I'm going to come back just a nudger. Just take it back a nudger. Very, very rare that you get a perfectly straight neck. You normally get a little bit of uppity downity, you know, up down like that. So that neck is as straight as we are going to get it. Just check again, because that is really, I'm going to level the frets. Okay, that is beautiful. So let's take one of these. Now, I'm not looking for uneven frets really, I just want to see if there are any. I don't really think there are any uneven frets, but these are really flat. But let's just have a look anyway. We'll just go straight down the middle and see that they're pretty level. But I'm going to hold it up to the camera in a minute. And show. So the frets are level, which is great. Maybe the odd one. That one's really high on that edge there. Just checking the outsides. Another one high. So we do have a couple of high ones. And there, that's high. Got some cracks appearing at the edge of the lacquer as well with these frets. So So we have about 3 high frets, but it's not high frets we're too worried about. We didn't think it had particularly high frets anyway, but it's just that the frets are flat. That's a high one. Right, but the frets are, let me just bring it up to the camera there, look. And the problem with the frets is, let me just make this crap out of the way. The problem is the frets are flat. They're like that on the top, we need to recrown them. So I'm going to do a level and recrown on this. Now I'm not going to have to remove the nut because I've got a little device that stops me running into the nut. We'll build up a little ramp up there. And I'm going to level these frets. But first I'm going to need to get my leveling beam, and I'm going to have to put some new sandpaper on it, because the sandpaper I've had on there, or the emery, has been on there for quite a long time, a good few months. I'm going to get all the crap off here. So what I'm going to do is, now I've got the neck down straight, I'm going to level with the pickups in situ. So I'm going to cover the pickups with some tape so don't get any crap down there. I'm going to level as it is with the neck on the body. Sometimes I do remove the neck, but today I'm not going to. So we're going to reprofile all these frets. So once they're level, we're going to reprofile them with a flat. We're going to recrown them. We're going to polish them up and what have you. So yeah, lovely, lovely guitars these. So let me crack on. I'll get some stuff ready and come back to you shortly. Okay, so I've been across with fret rocker and I've marked all the high spots on the fingerboard. And we have quite a few. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 high spots over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 frets. If you can listen. You're not going to hear all of them because they're going to get quieter. Those that are not so high don't make as much noise. But a high spot is a high spot. There you go. Don't know if you can hear those. It's a really high one there. So these are the high spots. Now, unfortunately, my marker pens are not permanent markers. These are whiteboard markers. So I'm going to lose this pack and just wipe that and lose it completely. So I'm going to make a little map, a little key of where these high spots are. And then when I hit this with the file, I'm going to know exactly where I need to hit. But I'm going to level the lot anyway. I do need to grab myself a little piece of paper, and I can't think where I have any right now. I'm not even sure if I have any in this room. So let me create a note on my phone. Sure there's a way to do that. Books, boot, do, do, do. Again, there we go, iPhone, notes, continue. I don't need to search, I need to start a new one. Oh goodness. Start a new one. So, fret 2. And now what I do it is I'll go fret 2 and I've got areas 1. I can have 3 areas, 1 at the far side, 2 in the middle, 3 at the near side. So, frets 1, I've got areas 1 and 3. I'll return to the next one and I'll go fret 4. Now this will mean something to me, maybe it won't mean anything to you. Area 3. Return, fret 5, areas 1 and 3. And there you go. And so on and so forth. So this is the way I've always done it. I'd normally write it out, but obviously I can't. So fret 7, area 2. And I'll show you this in a second, and it may mean something to you, it most probably won't. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, fret 13, 1 and 3. And this is a key that works for me. fret 16, area 1. And looking at this, I would know exactly what fret needs attention. Fret 17, area 2. Fret 19, 1 and 3. Like I say. And fret 20, area 3. So I will show you my little key there. I hope you can see it. I don't know if you're just getting reflection or whatever. But it's there. And the numbers correspond to, for instance, the top one. It's got 2, then a colon, then it's got 1/3. That means on fret 2, areas 1 and 3 need attention. Areas 1, areas 3. Fret 4, area 3. Like I say on there, fret 4, area 3. So that's the way I do it, and it works for me. So now I have a key, like a map, knowing which frets need attention. So if this wipes off now, it doesn't matter, because I have that and I know exactly which frets to hit. I didn't have to wipe that off, but that's just to show you. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to grab a file, and I'm going to hit these with a diamond file, a leveling file, and I have it as white enough to stick them in a drawer over here. It doesn't look like the diamond file was one of them. I thought I would have put that in that drawer. Okay, let's go back. Level 2. It's in here. This is a great piece of kit. It's from Chris Allsop. I think I might have got this on eBay. And this is a precision leveled file. It's a diamond coated file. I believe this is 300 grit, so it's really, really smooth. And this removes a lot of material in a short space of time. And what I'm able to do is just attack those frets with the high spots. Now I know fret 2 needs areas 1 and 3. And once I start hitting frets 1 and 3 there, and they start scratching up, I know that this one is level. So we're just going to let this file do the work. And then we'll check to see if that high spot's still there. And lo and behold, it is not, which is just a little bit there. Look. So, but what I ought to have done before I started hitting that fret was I should have got my fretting hammer first and taken the nylon side and knock that fret just to see if it's unseated. So it's exactly what I'm going to do right now. Just knock it in there and I'll check again, because it may just come a little bit unseated. And that seems to have done the trick, but the nylon's next to it and not high, so that's perfect. But there you see, it's still a little bit high on that side. So we will knock them in. It's still high, so again I'm going to hit it with the file. And this is, like I say, it's going to remove a lot of material in a short space of time. Still high on that side. So I'm going to concentrate right on this fret at this edge. Following the radius round. And we're removing material from this, basically from that fret there. Still high. And there you go, we've got that rocking. So it's not rocking anymore. I believe the next fret was fret 4. We shall have a look. Fret 4, area 3. So fret 4, this area. I've already hit that with the file, so that's good. And we'll move on to the next one. Fret 5, areas 1 and 3. I seem to have got it with that. So we'll just check again, areas 3 and 1. Fret 7, area 2, that's in the middle. We've got a rock there, so we're going to hit that. Once you start getting resistance on the file, you'll know that the frets are all level with each other. There you go, that's level. Next one, fret 13, areas 1 to 3. So you get how it works. Fret 13, 1 and 3. Pretty good. Fret 16, area 1. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to just take this. Let me just grab some tape. I may have some tape out. Yes, I've got some tape out over there. Just going to cover the pickups with some tape, some Scotch 3M tape, some low tack stuff. We're going to cover the pickup completely and seal it all the way around, because that way we won't get any filings or any sand or anything in the pickups. We'll do exactly the same with the bridge pickup. Not that we're going to get anything down there anyway, because we're not even going down that end, but we'll just seal everything in there. And again, just seal everything in. We're not even going to go down that end of the guitar, but that will make sure that nothing is getting into the pickups. And what I can do now is, I think it's locking up. I'm going to turn this thingy lock off in a minute. 16, 17, 19 and 20 are the areas. So we're just going to file them up. I've got a real high spot on one of these frets over here, so we're going to follow the radius around and we're going to let the file do the work. I used to worry that I was going too gung-ho when I was younger when I started doing this, and you very rarely are. So let's have a look. So we had fret 13, areas 1 and 2. That's taken care of. Fret 16, area 1. That's now taken care of. Fret 17, area 2, which was in the middle. Again, that is now taken care of. Fret 19, areas 1 and 3. This is a really high one. Yeah, there's a very, very high there. Not on that side, but this side, very, very high. We need to remove a lot of material from this 19th fret. What we're going to do is we're going to bring this over and we'll just go into, just make sure that one is seated correctly, because the chances are it could have popped a little bit and it's still very, very high. So let's hit it with file. And like I say, while I'm getting resistance, there's material to be removed, but once the resistance stops, we've removed enough material. Off that fret there. And it's still hard, but it's not that bad anymore. The good thing about using this is it's going to scratch all of these frets up. It means we've got to do a real proper polish. Now look here, you see the dust coming off of the material I've removed. We are removing material, but I think we should be just about there. And we've got rid of that rock. So I now know that the frets are all level. Now I'm just going to go across, following the radius, so we won't overlap at the edges at the neck end. So if I check all of these frets now with a fret rocker, we should be level along the whole length of the neck. Now here you go, we're removing all that dust, look. We just have enough material left And these frets to recrown, we are getting to probably slightly just under 1mm. But let's take the fret rocker and let's check all of the frets. So we are now level. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a levelling beam with sandpaper on it or with emery cloth on it. And we're going to level the whole lot together now. But those frets are level. I've got church meetings tonight, a little bit of training. So I'm going to go to bed at 7 tonight, so I'll be wrapping up in here 6:30. We are about 5:15 in the PM now, so I'm going to grab a shower shortly. I'm going to get changed, I'm going to zip over to church, do a little bit of training for some courses we've got coming up for the general public. But still got time to do a little bit more on this guitar. So we are going to level these frets proper this time. I'm considering removing the neck. I'm not going to remove the neck to level the frets, but I will remove the neck once I've got them level for the recrowning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a little ramp here so we don't damage the nut, and it's very, very easily done. I have some pre-built. Let me just stick on that last fret, but I don't know what I've done with it. So I'll be looking at all of my little drawers here, which will take me a while. I don't think it's in there, so I'll have to see it if it is. That means it will be over here, possibly. Or I don't know. Let me have a look for it and I'll get back to you shortly. I found it, it wasn't far away. And this is something I've built up with bits of card. It's like a little ramp. And if I place that over there and get a piece of tape, like so, I could tape this over that last fret there and the nut, and when I come in with the levelling beam, it deflects it over the top of the nut, so we're not going to damage the nut, so you can leave the nut intact and on. We don't need to alter this last fret because this last fret radius is right anyway, so we need to just stop short. We can hit it, not a problem. So let's just see where we are, and I'm not going to put any cleaning stuff down. In fact, I will put something down underneath. I tell you what, I'll get myself out of lie. Let's move these tools out of the way for now. We do like to keep tools out of the way. I'm going to go there, like so. I will put a T-towel underneath because it makes it easy to clean up later. So let's do it the right way. This blue paper on the work surface actually needs changing anyway, so I could have just not put this underneath, but just a matter of course, and it's what I do. I'm going to stick that on there. Right, with the neck dead straight anyway, and the frets more or less leveled, what we're going to do is we're going to mark up the frets. We're going to take some 240 grit on a levelling beam. I've not put new tape on there, but this will be fine. And we're going to level the frets with 240, then we're going to smooth them off with some 400 grit. I need to go out and grab some permanent markers tomorrow. I've got one knocking about downstairs somewhere. The problem with this workshop at the moment is it is a little bit untidy. And if it's untidy, things are getting in the way of each other. I'm going to keep moving things to use things, and that is not a great way to run a workshop. It's not as big as the last workshop I had. Like I said, I'm back at home. So it does need a little bit of sorting. There you go, and I'll grab my levelling beam. And it has got old emery on there, but it will be enough, it lasts for ages on these things, to do this job. So, my Crimson Guitars Precision Straight Edge levelling beam. Got 240 grit on the base, 400 grit on the top. Just going to go with the 240. And we're just going to see how long it takes to remove this pen just by following the radius. That doesn't take long. Oh, there's a little bit on this side here. So we have a high fret knocking about somewhere. So we're going to keep leveling until we get rid of all of the pen. Notice I follow the radius, so I don't go that way, I actually follow the radius from this edge. So I overlap at this end because that's following the radius perfectly. Otherwise we'll be doing it a conical shape, and that's for a, I can't remember what you call it. But anyway, so the proper way to radius is to overlap at that end. I'm going to turn over to the 400 grit because it's a lot smoother, and this will make it easier to remove the scratches later. And there you go, we are levelled and ready for recrowning. That looks really, really good. So I would say that these are now precision level. So let us take a fret rocker again. We have now flattened the tops of these frets. We're going to need to recrown them shortly. To do that, we're going to tape up the fingerboard and what have you, and I'm going to remove the neck for this part of the process later. So we can remove this now. This is our little ramp. So we haven't damaged the nut, was able to level the frets with the nut intact. Just a little trick for you there. Again, look, that's made, look, it's like a cheese wedge. It's thicker at that end than there's nothing at that end. I use some copper tape and cut it different thicknesses. So that makes a lovely, lovely ramp for that job. So let's take the fret rocker one more time. I'm going to check these frets. So let's go. Frets are level. Beautiful. What I'm going to do tonight with this is I'm going to get this neck taped up ready for recrowning, and then I'm going to call it a day for today. Beautiful. So those frets are level. Now they do have quite deep scratches going, no, not deep, but they have all have scratches going that way. We're going to polish it this way with 7 different grits of sandpaper. We polish to remove the scratches and to bring them to a shine. To bring them to a final shine, we'll be finishing off with some super fine steel wool, which is my chosen method. So I go with 7 grits from 400 through 2000. So the grits will be 400, 600, 800, 1000, 1200, 1500, 2000. That's your 7 grits of sandpaper. And super fine steel wool, which is the finest steel wool you can get. So I'm going to need to tape up this fingerboard and just leave the frets exposed, cover the fingerboard itself. And that's going to take me a while, and I will get my little tape machine. In fact, my Stumac tape machine, which is this one here. And I will tape up the fingerboard, ready for crowning the frets. So again, I'll see you in a while. So I'm going to remove the neck and do this properly. So with my trusty electric screwdriver, what a piece of kit this is by Von House. It has got a much better torque than your Black & Decker or your better name brand ones. I've had this a good few years, it cost me $24.99. It is fantastic. Battery operated, and it just never fails me. So there you go. So the bolts are off. I doubt this has a shim in the neck pocket. Fenders do, but Squiers don't, I found. And there is no shim in the neck pocket there. And there you go. And this should have a date in it. 2011, April 2011, I think. Oh, hang on. Yeah, 22nd of April 2011 is your date stamp on there. So even though the serial number indicates 2010, maybe that one indicates 11. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Neck pocket seems pretty clean. I've seen a lot worse neck pockets than that on Fenders. And not that that's bad. I did say worse, but no, that's not bad at all. So there you go. So this, I can use the screws, and I can bolt this to a piece of 30mm MDF, use that as a socket body, and make it a lot easier for me to work on these frets, and we will have no fear of damaging the body because we're going to put it out of the way. And there you go. So that's it. I'm going to get this taped up. A couple of ways I like to do this. We like to line the edge, so to speak. Just get some on there, makes it easier to peel off later. And I like to use the same amount of each paper, so I've got a little bit more of this one, so I'm going to use a little more of this on this edge. I want to get up to this bit because I like to use a thinner stuff, so we're going to use this 6mm. Just up here. And this just makes it easier to remove the tape later on, so let's hopefully, that's not going to sit now, is it? So we're going to go again. We've still got more of this one, so we'll go with this. I've been having this with this tape, it's been ripping in really weird places like this, so there is a bit of a manufacturing problem with this tape. Now, things I'm just trying to get this tape used up anyway, because I do have some Stumac tape which is all this colour, and it's going to be better quality. So I'm not too annoyed that that's just ripped just there. And again, this side is going to go across. Yeah, so that's been happening with that tape. Now this tape, I've been buying it for years from the same manufacturer, same seller on eBay. So I'm surprised it's gone skew with like this, but what happens is, it's just this area here and it just rips in the wrong place, look. So all we're going to do is that, and that is the problem fixed. So there you go. So I'm now ready to tape up the fingerboard. And really, really simple. Just take some of the 20mm stuff here, and then what we'll do is, and you see how it's folded over, when we tear it off later we'll be able to get it off a lot easier. Then once we get to there, we can go with, we'll take a piece and we'll rip it down a line like so. We'll overlap that side, and how's that? And that gives us coverage on both of those. Look, we use 3 pieces of tape. So I'm going to fill this in, get this all covered, and when it's done, I'm going to call it a day. I'm not going to come back and show you this tonight. I'll come back and show you more tomorrow. But there you go, and that's how we work this. And we're just going to leave the frets exposed. The reason we do this is then, when I'm filing stuff, if I slip, I'm going to mark fingerboard. So you see how this works. This one should just fit. No, it doesn't quite fit. That's okay. The next one might fit perfectly. Let's have a look. And it does fit in there just about perfectly. So when it comes to that bit, we'll just take a piece of this for coverage, and we'll just do that there like so. And there you go. And then when we get to the other bits where this tape's now going to be too wide. We don't immediately swap over to the other side or other sides. We take it, we rip it, because I want to be using, if I'm going to do 9 frets here, I'll use 9 frets with that, and I'll use the rest of the frets with that at the end. So what we're going to do with this is, yeah, like this, like so. How good is that? So I'm going to crack on and get this done. I will see you guys again tomorrow. Good morning, fret friends. We are up early doors. I don't know what time it is. It's something around 6 AM. It's 20 past 6. And I've got an hour before I go to work. So we are going to crack on crowning these frets. And what I've done is I've got a permanent marker and I've marked the top of the frets. There's a little bit of that one. I've got some chunk on. And what we're going to do is we are going to, where the frets are flat, we're going to recrown them. And I've got 2 fantastic files to do this. First one is Z file from Squier. And if you have a look, it's a diamond file, so it's perfectly straight, diamond coating. It's got a long cut on this side and a short steep cut on that side. And if you turn it 180 degrees, it's got the exact opposite. And what's fantastic about this file is it will cut both sides at the same time at different angles, and you flip it and do it again, but it will not touch the top of the fret. So it'll leave a nice thin black line down the centre of that fret, and I'll show you how. And the reason we don't want it to touch the top of the fret is we have them precision levelled. So we don't want to remove any material from the top. And this won't. So the frets are still going to be level after I've done all of these frets with this file. And I have a nice thin black line down the centre, so that has crowned. Now, because this does us a flat, it's a flat cut, we're going to take a round cut. Again, another diamond file. This is just a crowning file from Squier. And I'm going to use this side. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to do it at an angle, and we're just going to remove anything that might not be right or any inconsistencies. They're just over the edges there, and that is it. And I'll show you to the camera, and that now is a thin black line down the centre, and that is the crown, and that is perfect. It means the string is only going to touch that black part of the fret because we've taken it from being flat to crowned. So it's going to be buzz free because it's minimal contact with the top of the fret there. So I'm going to crack on and do the rest of these, and it's going to take me a while, but what we always must do is we always wipe the file after the fret. Don't know if you can see anything on there, but there you go. And this is going to take me a while, hopefully not too long. I'll get this done before I go to work this morning, and we'll go again. One of my favourite tools, this is a file. Such a great tool. That's not a Z file, it's a crowning file, but there you go, we'll go again with this. Nice thin black line. I'll do one more. Make sure I get the right file in my hand now this time. Won't make any difference. But look at this, look, cleaning the file up. This is why we clean after every one. So we take the Z file, we cut again. You can feel this cutting. Such a great piece of kit this. You know what I love about Squier? When this wears out, is no longer usable, Squier will replace it free of charge. That's right, Squier tools have a lifetime guarantee. People keep saying they're expensive. How can that be expensive if it's going to last you a lifetime? I believe this cost me in the region of $110, including shipping and import tax. So 80 British pounds, and I have a file for life. It's quite a thick line at the moment, but then we come across with the file. And that's it, 3 frets done. I'm going to crack on, get the rest of them done. It's going to take me a while. I'm sure I'll get this done before I go to work at Royal Mail this morning, and we can come back and we can start on polishing later on. Good morning fret friends, we are in the AM. It's 6:30, it's 1 hour before I go to my shift at Royal Mail. So I'm going to spend some time on this square neck and an adapted latex type glove, which I always use. Slightly smaller than, well not smaller than hands, but a little bit tight fitting. I always cut the thumb out of these 2 fingers because I don't use those. And this is to keep my fingers clean for polishing the frets. And I have 6 grits of sandpaper here, 600 grit through 2000, so it's 600, 800, 1000, 1200, 1500, 2000. I also have here some 400 grit, which is a lot thicker. And this is great for removing those deep scratches and that thin black line of marker pen that I showed before. And this piece is plenty enough to remove all of that, and this will remove the deep scratches on the top and the pen. So I always start with this 400 grit to get that pen off and to eradicate the scratches going that way, or mainly eradicate them. And when we're always going to polish in this direction, backwards and forwards. And what we're aiming to do is remove all of the scratches on the frets, and the final polish with the superfine steel wool will bring these frets to a beautiful shine, a beautiful scratch-free shine. Now, because we've got black lines on top of the frets, we know we've not removed any height, so the height is consistent along the whole length of the neck. We've recrowned the frets, so all that remains to be done now is to polish them. And that's what I'm doing right now. And it's going to take me a while. I've got 7 grits of sandpaper to go through, and then some superfine steel wool. So if we're a 21 fretter, 21 times 8, at 168, 168 polishes we've got to do. So it's going to take me a while. So I'm going to crack on with it, and I'll bring you back in once we're getting these final polished with the steel wool. Back later, guys. A really busy day today, guys, but less of that. I'm actually out of Royal Mail uniform. I clocked off there 4 hours ago. I've been in, this has been done. I've had other work to do. I've had some pedal work to do because I sold a pedal on eBay. I've had to strip and clean that and get some switch cleaner in there. I've also worked on another guitar because a lad's interested in buying it and wants to know if I could down tune it to drop A. Not drop A, down tune it to A. I said, I'll have a go. And I wasn't sure it would do it with a tune bridge system on there, but I have done it. So here we go. So this guitar, the Squier Classic Vibe, been through all the grits, 7 grits of paper, frets are highly polished. I'm going to finish off. I've not even done in my glove, am I? I've got to go in. I've got a barbecue thing on at church tonight, and it's weather's throwing it down, so we've decided to move it inside. But anyway, back with this. Been through the 7 grits of paper. Just need to finish off with the superfine steel wool, finest grade you can get, and that's just a matter of pinching over the fret and getting right over there, getting in both sides, getting over the top, and bringing these to a wonderful glass-like shine. So we're going to be highly polished when I've done. When that's done, we're going to take the tape off. I'm going to treat the fingerboard with some mineral oil, lemon oil as you know it. Let that soak in. We're going to get that wiped off, get everything cleaned up, and we'll get this back on the guitar and get the guitar set up. So this is going to take me a while, not too long because I'm going out in 10 minutes, but I'm going to get this done. I will put the camera back on, show you the frets before I put the guitar back together, just so you get an idea, but they look fantastic. And we know they're now level, they're recrowned, and they're going to be highly polished. And that's that. I'll give you another update tomorrow. I've got many more updates tonight. I'm really busy at this moment. Guitars are flying in and out of the workshop. I'm busy at Royal Mail, and I'm busy with church. So there you go. So check back tomorrow, guys. Here we are done with the frets. They are polished. I don't know what I was saying about getting some mineral oil on there. It's a maple neck. We don't put mineral oil on them, do we? Because it's lacquered over. But I will, maybe I'll just get some water mineral oil and just use that to clean it over, because it is a great cleaning fluid as well. It's great for getting residue tape off of lacquer as well. Could use white spirit. Don't know what it is with this low tack tape, but it really adheres to lacquer. It goes mental. So I need to spin it off from there if I can. Been a bit of a hurry, guys. I've got a barbecue to go to. Kicks off at 7 o'clock. We are about 5 and 22 right now. But let's see if we can get this off before I go. The answer is that it's probably going to be no. Because look, it's just sticking everywhere. Come on. No. Not going to get out in a hurry, am I? But look at that. Just to show you these 3 frets. And there you go, look at those guys. Look at those frets. They're beautiful. See if I have any more luck with this tape. Aha, there you go. We are getting, there you go. We've got a good run there, didn't we? These frets look spectacular. So next time you see this guitar, we'll hopefully have a neck back on the guitar. We'll put some strings on and we'll be doing the setup. There you go, that's what we want to see. That's why we'll put that tape on there, it's supposed to be easier to get off. There you go guys, look at that. Much better. The noise you can hear is the rain outside, dripping down outside our window. I don't know if there's got a leak in the guttering or what, probably. This house has been re-roofed recently. I think last year, just before we moved in. We've been here a year now. Is it? Oh, it's over a year. We moved in the end of last May or beginning of June last year. Look at this tape, look. Just breaking every time I peel a bit. Really quite annoying. But there you go, that's a good run. That wasn't so bad, was it? A lot of tape residue to get off of this. But we will get there. You may hear voices downstairs. We've got some friends around, some Christian friends. Tommy's having his dreadlocks reworked by my wife. She used to maintain dreadlocks, it was a job before she became a teacher. Very good earner as well. But teaching is a desired profession. So there you go. That is the tape off. We'll get this in the bin. Frets are done. I just need to clean up the residue off of that neck. We can get it back on the guitar tomorrow. We'll get some strings on, but look at these. Fantastic. They are beautiful. So there you go guys. Back tomorrow. Okay, so 2 of the guitars sent over by one client in London. This is one of the 2, should I say. The other one is actually on the neck jig. I'm getting the neck straightened and I'm treating it with heat, so I will have a timer go off in the next few minutes. Let me know when 7 minutes is up and I need to move the clothes iron on the jig to heat a separate part of the neck. But we're going to go with this one for now, and this, we're both having a set of 10s, so this is ready now. The neck is back on the guitar. We have the new bridge, new saddles arrangement on there. We're going with a set of 10s. I have a multi-pack of Diodario 1046s. In fact, I buy them in bulk from Stumac. It's a lot cheaper than buying them regular set. A regular set is going to cost you anything between £7 and £8 nowadays, maybe even more. I charge £5 for a set of strings. And what we're going to do is we're going to need a cutter, because I've got my favourite machine heads being these where you have a hole and you need to insert the strings into there. Now on this first one I like to go, I've got 1.5 widths, I've got 2 widths on there, so 1, 2, and that is fantastic. And we're going to go all the way in, bend around, and I dare say that's going to be plenty enough. Got a good couple of wraps around here. I love wraps around posts. These are my favourite tuners, by the way. I don't like locking tuners. There's a good couple of 2 or 3 wraps around this one. Grab my next one, which I believe will be a red. So I'm going to string this up. It's going to take me a while. sake of this, not to thread a string through. I'll bring you guys back in a while, and we'll move on with this setup. I have a set of DDAO 1046s on there. Not touched the truss rod. I'm just going to have a little measure of the relief with strings tuned to pitch or close to pitch. See where we are with this. Okay, we are a little bit lower than I would like, so I'm going to just loosen the truss rod just a tad. People say you should leave it overnight when you do that. Absolute hogwash. It takes seconds for the truss rod to. There you go. It's pretty good. 0.25 at the 6th. I like that. That'll do for now. So straight away, I've been playing it. We're getting not fretboards, but we're ringing out every. That's because we've not set the radius on the saddles there. So now I wonder if I was sort of thinking I can, like, probably not. I'm going to just grab my Allen keys. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure which one it is. It would probably be a 1.5 mil. So let's have a look, see where we are. What I'm going to do is I'm going to measure at the 12th fret. I'd like to be about 1.75 on the bass side and 1.5 on the treble side. So we'll set the two outside ones first. And we are 1.6 on the treble, 1.8 on the bass. So the bass one needs to come down. I don't know how much you can see. I'm going to drop the bass one down a little. Bring the treble one up a little. And then the rest of them I'm going to bring higher than they need to be, quite a bit higher than they need to be, because I know we're going to need some adjustment. This will give us an idea. So that doesn't look too bad from where I'm sitting. So let me have another look. To the bass side. Bass side about 1.85, a little bit high. Still a little bit high on the treble side. So we'll go again. Drop the treble side. Drop the bass side. Measure again. Okay, about 1.8 on the bass side. Just over 1.5 on the treble side. That is a good start, because we're going to probably cut the nut slots a little bit later on, so it doesn't matter about being a little bit high. What I've done is I've also arced the saddles. So these two sides I'm quite happy with where they are right now. I will want to go a little bit lower on each. So let's just drop that just a little, about 1/8 of the turn. Same on this side, about 1/8 of the turn. And then we're going to get to the 9.5-inch radius gauge, which is here. And now with these two set where they need to be, we're going to use these two on the outside as guides. And then what we're going to do is every one of these we need to drop on top of the radius gauge. So the radius gauge we put underneath the strings in the middle. Right, so we check the radius of the neck, and it is a 9.5. We check again, and it's a 9.5. So what we do is we then place this underneath. If it lets us. It can be tricky, this, because it is wider than the string, so I want to get it in. Get it in this way, matching. There you go. And what I need to do is with these, I need to drop every one on the top of the radius gauge. Now they're just about there, so I've eyeballed that perfectly again. I tend to get this straight in first time without even. Just drop that one there. Drop that one there. Drop that there just a tad, and we're more or less set. There we Well, that's exactly where we need to be. So we've done well with this. So that's it, we are set. So we've set the correct radius. I'm just going to eyeball it. That looks a little. Now what you can do is you can do a little bit, just make it pleasing to the eye. Because if it's pleasing to the eye, it's pretty much right. So I think we're pretty much set where we need to be. So let's put the tuner back on. Now get the strings. We get a little bit of buzz. So we are going to be a little bit low on there. Maybe I'll put a little bit more relief in the neck, which is always never a bad thing. We're just going to take the truss rod adjuster. I've stuck it down somewhere, and now I can't find it. What am I done with that? There you go, it's right here. A little bit more relief. And that looks quite a bit better. Just a little bit too much. And that should be absolutely fine. I've not got any preference knocking about, so it's making it a bit more difficult. But what we're going to do is we're going to eyeball. We are definitely low on the A string. One more tad on the D and the G. That should be just about right. G looks a little bit low. It's already stretched the strings in, so it's going to create a little bit more tension, so it's probably going to bring the action up a little. It doesn't play too bad, a little bit of rattle there as well. I'm going to look at bringing the action up just a little bit, see where we are. And that's a problem, we are a little bit lower than we need to be right there. So I'll get this sorted off camera and I'll come back to you, let you know how we get on. So really not happy with this setup, and it's not that I've done anything wrong, because I haven't done anything wrong. I've set this up how I always set guitars up, with the right amount of relief and what have you. And the action at the 12th fret, how I like it, and still not playing with that buzz. Now I know the frets are level, so thinking it may be the nut slots causing a problem. We'll have a look at the nut slots, see where we are. Let's just don't know why that A string seems so low. It shouldn't be, but yeah, that buzz there. Should not be buzzing. There's enough clearance above all of the frets, so I don't get why it's buzzing. Maybe it's where I'm plucking it. Maybe it's just because it's unplugged, I don't know. I'm going to plug it in, see if I'm still getting that. But what I am going to do in the meantime is have a look at the slots in the nut. And I'm not going to do this how I ought to do it when I'm doing coming nut slots. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to widen them because I think I have intent on these are cut for a 942 anyway. It may help, it may not. I still don't know why I'm getting buzz here because there's plenty of clearance above the frets. It may just be a rogue string. It does happen. And it can happen. I'm just looking for a 0.3 feeler gauge here, this side, because I'm going to be cutting these nut slots anyway. That's as low as I want it to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to widen that slot. And I'm going to grab my nut slots. Don't want to go any lower than that. It could be the reason we're getting buzz. I don't know, so we'll have to find out. I'm just going to get the right gubbins out here. 13, so 10 and a 13, 46 this side, 36, 26, well 28 closest we've got. Then we've got 13, 10 and a 16, we don't have a 17, 16 is close enough. So we've got a 1046 set there. It could be, I don't know what it is. We're going to take the 46 and we're just going to widen these slots. We're not going to cut deep or go any deeper. So 0.046, this is a Hosco set. These weren't cheap, Recrowning expensive. Hosco set, it cost me about 125 quid for the set, but they're brilliant, they cut really, really well. And we're just going to widen this slot. Not going to go any deeper. It may be, these slots may be too deep. I don't know, but that should be fine. It's definitely not pinching in there. It's a little bit lower than I would like. I would like 0.3 mil, but it's going to be a little bit lower. But there's plenty of clearance there. I mean, plenty. So I don't know what is causing this buzz. The guitar should be playing fine. I've got enough relief in there. Let's have a little feeler gauge on there. That's perfect. Go a little bit lower on the A string. I'm just going to tweak this over here. Right, it's not going to hold in there. So the E string's perfect. So put the A string over here. Clean this file. I should have a brush of that somewhere to use this one. Wire brush a bit better, but that'll do for now. If you hear a slight electrical buzz, that's because my tuner is plugged in. It's a Korg rack tuner I bought a couple of years ago. Paid well over the odds for it. Can pick them up for about 40 quid. I paid 80 quid for it, but I really wanted it. Anyway, 36, let's go. We can go a little bit deeper with this one. So nice and steady. Nice and straight. Looks pretty good. I know it's cut because it's all clean whenever I run the file. So let's go there. Let's copper filter this one. Nice little buzz there. Let's hit it with a 0.25mm. Now this is how I like to set the action. I don't do any measuring it from there to the third or whatever. I just do it this side 0.3, that side 0.2mm. So 0.3, 0.28, 0.26, 0.24, 0.22, 0.2. So I've got a 0.25 feeler gauge here. Let's just have a feel of the A string. Not really buzzing, so that's great. This one we're going 0.26. On the D string we have plenty of leeway on the D. So let's just drop that over there. Again, cleaning the file. We will get to the bottom of this buzz. Maybe it is a rogue fret, it's popped out and it's not seated, I don't know, but it shouldn't be. But not all of these frets are seated, or it seems are seated properly to the fingerboard. But maybe it's just an illusion. Still trying to open this packet to get this file back in. Helps if you blow the right end. There you go. Don't have a 26, so we'll go with 28, slightly wider, but that's fine. It can make all the difference, you know, just widening the slot. Got a little bit deeper with that one, so we will do. That's nice. Let's measure the G. Again, about 0.24 on this one, so I'd like to get a little bit of buzz straight away, and we're not going to because it's way too high. That's good, so we need a 0.17 file for this one. We don't have one, we have a 1.6, so we're going to cheat a little. What we're going to do is we're going to angle the 16, so let's get this one away. The weather has been atrocious. We're the wettest July on record, I imagine. Where Europe has been on fire, Britain has been, we've been drowning here. It's been terrible weather. I'm a postman. It's been absolutely terrible today out and around. The weather, it's atrocious. We've had no summer at all the last 5 weeks. Anyway, let's not be complainers. So this one, 16, this one's starting to get a little bit blunt, I think. It's not cutting that well. But I'm going to slightly widen this slot. I don't know what a nut's made of, but that is not a bone nut. You do get a bone nut on the later Classic Vibes, I'm sure you do. Maybe a bit of idea to upgrade it. Don't want to measure, that certainly looks low enough to me. Perfect. Get 0.2 out now. So at least we've got the nut slots cut wide enough. Take a 0.2, we'll take a reading on the B string. That's way high. And the E string is more or less a little bit high. So, see where we are after this. Don't want to take the action up anymore. I could go up to 2mm. Wouldn't be disastrous. It's a standard height. It may make all the difference. But let's go on this one. This one's a 13. Now these are in holders to stop them going all wibbly wobbly. Cuts a nice straight line. Same with the 10. Actually paid extra for the holders for those two. So we're going to take the 13. Like so. Sorry, wrong way around. Get it that way. So you can tell that one's cut in. It's cut in beautiful. That is not a bone knot. I don't know what that is made of, but it's not bone. I wonder if it's worth sticking a bone knot in there. More expense, I know, but the 10 just need to change that just a little, tiny bit lower. Basically, I'm going to make sure this slot's straight. That is all. Sounds a little bit satori, so we're just going to make sure that's straight. Again, that should be good. Now, I still need to stretch these strings in. Let me check the height now. I think we're maybe too low with the strings. And we are a little bit low. All side's okay, the bass side's a little bit low, but let's see where we are. I'm going to take the action a little bit higher. Don't know why we're getting that buzz, because it's not hitting anything above. It may be the way I'm fingering it or playing the note. So some chords it sounds okay, others it doesn't. I'm going to slightly, in fact, bring the action up just a little bit on that lower E string. Can make all the difference. Guitars can be finicky sometimes. Not buzzing there. So that probably has sorted it out. Slightly higher action than I would like, but it's still perfectly in safe and good parameters. Oh, let's put that string down where it's meant to be. That's the buzz gone, so that's great. Happy with the action on low E there. It's about 1.85, we're about 1.6 on the treble side. I will look again at the radius on the saddles. So I'm just going to bring that top E up just a tad, because everything there looks bang on. Once I've stretched the strings in now, we should be good to go. Trying to stretch these strings in. So I'm going to stretch the strings in, and we're going to check again for fret buzz anywhere, and if we don't get any, I'm going to be happy with that. Well, here we are, folks. We are done with this one. It has been an ordeal in part, but these are the things that happen with guitars. I was really struggling with the fret buzz, and I'd done everything I could think of. The last resort was recutting the nut, which I did, which didn't totally alleviate the problem, but it helped. And but what we did after that was we went back and we looked again at the action at the 12th fret. And what I hadn't done is I hadn't positioned the saddles in the correct place for intonation, so I had to reset the saddles, get the intonation right, get the radius right with the saddles moved, set the action again, set the amount of relief in the neck, and I've got a slightly higher action than I normally would have, and I've got a little bit more relief than I normally would have, but we've got a buzz-free guitar, and it looks fantastic. So let's recap what we've done with this guitar. We changed the bridge and the saddles because they weren't compensated saddles, so I went and bought a Wilkinson bridge with compensated brass saddles. on there. That for the grand sum of £21.99 delivered. There was a little bit of an extra charge for fitting that, so we've a £20 charge on the top of the rest of the work. We've given a complete fret level, recrown and polish, which is £135, £20 for the other work with the bridge, so that's £155, £5 for the strings, that's £160. We then have the price of a bridge, which is another 20 quid, so it's 182 quid for this one, I think. I don't think there's anything else I need to charge for. There's not. And then there's the other guitar and there's the shipping back. So this one with shipping and everything is going to cost about £205 when all said and done. The other one I'm not quite sure yet, I'll have to sort it out in a bit. But again, pretty much the same, about £205, £220 or something. That other one has had more work, it's had the neck straightened. It's had 6 hours in the workshop of the neck straightened, and I've only just got it right. And now I've got to go and repress all the frets in because some of them are popped, so I'm going to glue them in. I'm not going to charge for that. I've charged him £50 on the other one for straightening the neck. Should have been charging £200 by rights, but he sent 2 guitars up, so I'm happy with that. But like I say, this one is done. So I'm going to get it all boxed up, ready to go back. Strings are stretched in, the intonation's done, the new bridge and saddles are on there. Pickup heights, I think I didn't check them. Yeah, we're looking nice there, and we're looking, probably go a little bit higher on the treble side on this one, so let's have a look at that right now while we're here, because it can be a little bit finicky. Just need to bring that up a tad, bring that up a tad. Let's see where we are there, press them down at the 12. Okay, we're a little bit high, so let us drop that down again. And I'm thinking that's pretty good. Got a little bit more. I've played it, plugged it in, played it. Sounds really, really nice. It's a lovely sounding guitar. I've got one of these. One gripe with this, it doesn't have a bone nut on it. Mine does. Mine's a later model. Doesn't have a bone nut, which is a little bit surprising. A little bit crap, to be honest with you. But another thing is the neck is not set right. I've tried to set it and turn it, and it's still a bit close to the top of the frets there, but I can't alter anything anymore. It won't alter any more than it has, so we're going to have to put up with it. So again, that is not brilliant. You see there how close the string is to the edge of this fretboard. It should be down here a bit, and this should be a little bit more down. I've reset the neck twice and it's not fixed the problem, so it's a manufacturing fault. There's nothing I can do about it. You just have to make do with it. But beautiful looking guitar, frets are now fantastic, it's well set up, no scratching on the pots, checked all them as well, checked all the electrics, so everything checked, every nut and bolt tightened that could be tightened, and this is ready to go back. So before I move on, just remind you of our website, facebook.com/ng17, that's facebook.com/ng-oneseveni, Vic. I am your fret friend, and until the next time, as always, God bless you, be good to each other, and see you next time.